Where traders at Access Bank expect a further weakening of the naira against the US dollar if demand pressures persist. Meanwhile, total subscription from this week's OMO auction reached 1.8 trillion with 1.67 trillion allotted across the 355-day and the 362-day tenors. Given the liquidity drain from the OMO auction debit, the market is expected to keep calm. Ibukun Omojufehinsi, Treasury Team Member at Access Bank, joins me now for more on market movement. Ibukun, I'm so sorry about that name, we saw him there, but I tried so hard to this time. But let's get to what we're seeing play out in the market this week. For you, let's start with liquidity. How that played out, and I see that your house view is that the liquidity drain from the OMO auction will keep the market calm. I'd like you to speak to that, and if that's what we see play out.
Thank you very much for having me. So yes, as of this week, it's last month, and some part of it came in early this month. So due to the excess liquidity, we saw OPR and overnight rates trade around 26%. But on Wednesday, there was an NTB auction whereby the DMO offered a total of 500 billion. However, there was a settlement previously of 1.3 trillion. So we saw that this excess liquidity in the system was something that the CBN had to actually mop up. So we saw the rates in the T-bills close around 17% for the 91-day. The 182 days closed at 17.5, and the long end 365-day closed at 17.82%. There was a total subscription, as you earlier said, of 1.8 trillion, but the DMO only offered a total of 830 billion across the standard maturities. Even despite this, we still had excess liquidity, and we saw the fact that the CBN came into the market yesterday and they had an OMO auction whereby they offered a total of 500 billion across the standard maturities. And yes, we also had excess subscription. There was a subscription of total of 1.8 trillion, and there was an allotment on these OMO bills of 1.6 trillion, and the stop rates for these OMO bills was around 19%, and this is a decline of 200 basis points from the previous OMO auction that closed at 21%.
All right, quite a lot happening in the market there, but I'd like to get into your expectations for next week. Yes, we see quite a lot expected coming next week with the T-bills auction, the primary market auction on board there. I'd like you to speak to that and also the trends that you think could shape the outcome.
So currently now what we're seeing in the market, we are actually even seeing some sell-offs on the fixed income space. The T-bills is currently trading around 17.7%, and also the bonds, especially the 31s, we are seeing sell-offs, which is currently trading around 19%. So we expect this trend to actually even continue. We expect the fact that people would keep selling, except probably there's a significant change in the market. So we expect a sell-off in the fixed income space.
All right, there. Thank you so much for your time on the show today. Definitely quite a lot to look forward to next week. Ibukun Omojufehinsi, Treasury Team Member at Access Bank.